Valley Club, don't miss the free hidden rewards for the Temporal Cataclysm event. When will Zombie Juggernaut become farmable? And Winter's Peak, the latest version of Sword Satellite, launched early. The devs are aware, so will comp be coming? We'll talk about that in this video and the rest of your mailbag questions, because it is Mailbag Monday. And if you're ready for all of that and more, then Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button and let's go smash it! And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great holiday season, and I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. It is Mailbag Monday, so we're gonna dig into all your questions for the mailbag. And if you do get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell for even more Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. Let's go into the game so we can talk about Temporal Cataclysm. Now, there are some rewards for this. You can see the milestone rewards here. Many snow globes. You have some frames for your characters as well. And in the ranking rewards, you have these avatars for Mojo. You have these avatars for MODOK. So okay rewards, but there are some hidden rewards. Now, unfortunately, you do need to be level 95 for this, because as you launch this, if we look at the minimum requirements, gear tier 18, it's not possible to put any gear tier 18 on characters unless you're level 95. So the minimum for this, unfortunately, is level 95. But if you could get to the level, if you are level 95 to get into Temporal Cataclysm, I'll recommend doing difficulty 1 at least 2 times, because there are some hidden rewards here. So Steven sent me this over on stream this morning, and this looks pretty accurate. I went through my first run. You do get rewards for 2 runs. On each of these nodes, there are some good things. So node 1, 2, there's nothing. Node 3, you're getting 2 diamond orbs and 500,000. I'm assuming that's gold. Assuming this 750,000 is gold as well. You're getting some training mats. Node 6, there's nothing. Node 7, you're getting more training mats. Node 8 and 9, there is some gold. Node 10, nothing. Node 11, you got some training mats. Node 12, even more gold. And node 13 is when you're getting even more diamond orbs, more gold. Not sure if this is the exact amount from the person that compiled this, but that is what they got from the previous amount. Node 14, you're getting 1.2 million gold. Node 15, 300,000 training mats, or 300 training mats, not 300,000. And node 16 is when you're getting 2 million gold. So make sure you do these. Even if you're just going in here and autoing it at level 1, make sure you get these for these hidden rewards. And then if you want to go back and really push for some of these snow globes, some of these cosmetic rewards, some of the bragging rights to get Mojo as your avatar, then you can do that. But make sure you do at least 2 runs of this Temporal Cataclysm. And the devs are aware the tower started 1 hour before the 2 turtle doves milestone. No details of the next step at the moment, but it is being looked into, and I'm wondering what is going to happen, because the devs are away for the holidays. They're gone till this January 2nd, so not sure what's going to be done here, but yeah, the rewards for Winter's Peak look okay. If you look at these rewards here, there are 25 shards for Medusa in this, so not that bad. We're getting a bunch of milestone points, 80,000 2 turtle doves milestone points, and some other things here. So it is hopefully we get some Medusa shards, or maybe some of these best of 2024 orb fragments. Ranking rewards look pretty good as well. If you do manage to get in the top 10,000, you should get at least 2 diamonds for each of your Storm, Falcon, and Beast characters. Also some snow globes there as well. So let me know what you think the comp is gonna be when the devs get back on this. If there's gonna be comp. I know some people did a few of these milestones, claimed it, and got some of these milestone points previous to the event launching, so it kind of just went to waste. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Are they going to do nothing? Are they going to award some more 2 turtle doves points? Are they going to give Medusa shards? Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. As we move forward to the mailbag questions of the week, and big shout out to everybody that left a question for the mailbag video. And if you do want to leave a question for one of these future mailbag videos, which we do every single week, make sure you're a member of Discord. The link is down below. Go to the mailbag channel mailbag questions channel. Leave your question there. And first question of the week, hey, ValleyFlyin, when will there be updates to store? Who is the first mythic after Apocalypse I should build for Dark Dimension 7? And my final question is, when will Zombie Juggernaut return, since he isn't farmable like Zombie Iron Man? Let's jump into the game to answer these questions in order. When will the stores be updated? I hope very soon. They have not been updated in a while. I think the most recent one that was updated is this raid store. We also got this Battle World store that was added when Battle World was launched, but it went away, and we got no currency introduced back into the game. So hopefully they have more ways of introducing more currency. Hopefully this comes back, and hopefully they update these stores because they are outdated. And one of the big problems with them updating these stores is if you look at myself, a lot of the currency that I've had, haven't really had anything to buy in these stores for a while. The Cosmic Crucible store, the War store, even the Raid store, which is the most recently updated, don't really have too much to buy in there right now. So one of the big problems they have is as soon as they add something to this or update this, a lot of this currency is going to be used up right away from players that have been playing for a while. So I do want them to update this. They kind of have a problem right now because they update these stores so infrequently. So I'm not sure what the best solution for them to do would be, you know, to add stuff in the store and just use up the currency. But this is a problem. These stores are pretty crappy, which means a lot of the raid currency that I'm getting, I'm not using it all. War, not really playing it for anything because the war currency is not that great. The arena currency that we have right now is nothing to buy in there except for these training modules. The war store we just talked about that, nothing to really buy there. My favorite mode, Cosmic Crucible. I like that for the fun factor, but there hasn't really been too much to buy this Cosmic Crucible store for a while. So hopefully the stores are updated because they're much needed for that update. Second question is, who is the next mythic after Apocalypse to build up for Dark Dimension 7? Well, Dark Dimension 7 is where you unlock Mephisto. 8 is when you unlock Odin. So I would go back to the most recent Dark Dimension character that you have. So Dark Dimension 6 reward, Super Skrull, that's who I would unlock because Super Skrull still has value in the game right now. Still a tough character to beat and a great character to use. Moving on to the final question, when will Zombie Juggernaut become farmable? Well, obviously I don't know the exact answer, but I was hoping he would become farmable around the same time as Zombie Iron Man. He got farmable around Halloween last year, and now we could get some shards for Zombie Iron and Incursion 3.9, and I was hoping that would be the same place that we could get Zombie Juggernaut. Well, that didn't happen, so hopefully sometime in January, February, hopefully early on in the years when they add him to some of these Incursion nodes, make him farmable, and then they hold off Zombie Scarlet Witch because that would make the most sense for this in line with the history of some of the things that they've done with the past. So honestly, I don't know, but I'm hoping it's very soon. Hopefully it's January, February next year. I have a question, a small gripe. Why couldn't they make Hero Skill and Old Man Logan trials easier? I don't want to level up Spider Society at all. Well, they're not a bad team. Then they did make the villain bio section a little easier. I guess if you don't have a Super Scroll, you're still able to get through it. Although that section still was pretty tough for me. The skill section, the hero skill section was not as bad. Spider Society are not actually that bad of a team to level up. You're still going to need them in the raids. You need them in the Orcus raids right now. And I'm assuming the next version of whatever is the Orcus raids, the next version of that's going to be called, probably not going to be named Orcus raids, but whatever the next version is, probably going to have the Hive Mind eliminated and Extreme X-Men eliminated. So I'm assuming you're still going to need that Spider Society. Now, they're going to be out of the next Spotlight raids. You do need Alpha Flight and Spider Society right now. The next Spotlight raid, you're going to need Alpha Flight and the new Uncanny Avengers. So Spider Society is going to be out of the Spotlight raids, but they're still pretty good in Cosmic Crucible, using them on defense in this current season in Cosmic Crucible. They're not as good in War, and a lot of their value went away when those Spider-Verse rules went away in War. So they're a good team. They're not the worst to build up. The trio of Peter B, Pav, and Penny are still beasts in multiple game modes. So you may want to build them up. You should still see some value from that team. And if you're going to build them up, especially for the raids down the road anyway, might as well do it now if you have the resources just to get a little more value from Old Man Logan. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for your help. I put this game down for a while, and after following advice, I'm now really having fun. That's the most important part, brother. And Marvel Strike Force is a game, and I know it gets frustrating at times. I get really frustrated at times. But I gotta remember, and I think a lot of the community needs to remember, this is a game. It should be fun. I know sometimes it's not. It's very stressful at times, but it should be a game that's fun. It kind of relieves our real life stresses and allows us to escape into a game. And I'm glad that you enjoy the content, my brother. You know, I want people to watch the content, and I want to try to make content that people want to see. So the more help I provide for people, the more people are gonna watch. So I'm glad that it's helping you, my brother. All right. My question is, why does it seem like the last few teams need at least 100 shards to get any of the team going? At least let us get one character from the newer teams at 45 shards. It feels like they're only focusing on veteran players. Don't ask me response. All I could help is that upcoming undying characters are always going to be at 45 shards. I hope that is the case. And if we look at the most recent team that was released, the Absolute A-Force, Gahori, 100 shard unlock, Miss Marvel Classic, 100 shard unlock, and Medusa also a 100 shard unlock. And I think the reason that they just made this switch, before the character release cadence got switched, we did have more 45 shard unlocks. We would have these rare like 15 shard unlocks once in a while. What the devs did say on a call, I don't know if they said this publicly, but they said that, 2-star unlocks, 1-star unlocks, they didn't really have the value of those characters initially, and it was kind of disappointing to get those characters. So they wanted it at a little higher star unlock, which made it a little slower for players to acquire these characters. But they made this in conjunction with switching the character release cadence, where we get these orbs, lots of orbs, the different phases, getting a lot of orbs in the beginning. And if you get a jackpot, you get that release right away. Whereas previously you would have to wait a week for their event. And after the event, you would have a 3 or 4-star character. Now we gotta wait longer for the event, but you do get that time for a jackpot. But that's when they made the switch. They made the switch back then when they switched the character release cadence. I don't like it as much. I haven't been as hyped about these character releases since they made that switch, but that's what happened, and that was the rationale. Agree or disagree, but that is what they were thinking, why they made that change. But I don't like it as much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you like this new character release cadence, potentially getting some jackpots, or would you have preferred it the old way? Hey Valley, I'm forwarding a question that was asked in my alliance by a new free-to-play player. They wanted to know, what is the best method of farming up gold for free-to-play players? They're starting to make a transition to higher levels and keep running out of gold to pay for upgrades, etc. Now I know this question is aimed for free-to-play players, but if you are a spender or a light spender, some of the best values you could get in the game is these battle pass and strike passes. There's a bunch of gold, other resources in the battle pass, and there's a bunch of gold and other resources in the strike pass. So you can get a lot of gold here, but let's say that you don't want to spend any money. Well, where I get a lot of my resources or a lot of my gold is from milestones, also different events. Every 2 weeks, you also get a bunch of gold from the war season rewards, and that's always a good thing. That's the main place that I get gold, mainly from the events, milestone, war rewards. Once in a while, you will have some events going on that reward is gold, and even some of these event campaigns that could get some gold orb fragments. But if we go down, there are some permanent locations you can farm a little bit every day, some gold orb fragments. The first is in these hard heroes assemble missions. If we go to the Spider Noir node, Hero 7-6, that is where you have some gold orb fragments that you could farm. If we go down to 5-6, where Echo is, you have some gold orb fragments there as well. And on 4-6, where Sunspot is, you have some gold orb fragments there as well. Now, you have some training orb fragments on these villain campaigns, similar locations. And Nexus at the end, this 6-9 is where you have some gold orb fragments as well. 4-9 is where you also have some gold orb fragments at Titanium node, and 2-9 is where you have gold orb fragments as well for Sylvie. Now, if you want some training orb fragments, that's gonna be 1-9, 3-9, and 5-9 for those training orb fragments as well. But those are the main places that you can get gold as a free-to-play player. What is your best recommendation to get red gear? I'm at the point where most of my characters are level 100, but I never had enough in the red gear. Is there a raid or something that gives it? And Phoenix says Spotlight Raid orbs give, or Spotlight Raids give Armory 19 orbs. And if you look at the rewards for the Spotlight Raids at 100%, there are some Crimson Gear raid orbs. There are some Gear 19 orb fragments as well. If we go back to the Orcus raids, if you're in Orcus raids, we have some rewards there as well for some Crimson and Armory 19 orb fragments. At 100%, you're getting some Crimson raid orb fragments and some Armory 19 orb fragments as well. So the raids are going to be your major source of Crimson gear. Also, kind of like gold, certain events and milestones will also have those. If you want to spend gold, if you're not too short on gold, you can get in this gold store. Or if you're not really pushing for something like Astral Forces, some of the Awakened abilities, some of these limited time stores, the Candy Store, now currently the Snow Globe Store does have some of this Crimson gear, but it is rare. They're holding it back, and I guess they're holding it back until they go to level 95, level 105, and gear tier 20, and then they'll start probably releasing more of that Crimson gear. Hey Valley, hope you and your family are having a Merry Christmas. I hope you and your family are having a Merry Christmas as well, brother. I'm getting ready to start the City Village villain node in Dark Dimension 8. I have Vulture, Mysterio ready, working on Red Goblin and Carnage. Who would you recommend for that last spot? All right, let's go into the Dark Dimension Planner. And this is who I use for the city villain section. I didn't use Mysterio. I did use Vulture. I didn't bring up Carnage and Red Goblin, but I brought up the rest of the Sinister Six. I brought up Kraven, Spider Slayer, and Lizard. Now, I would choose one of those characters. The thing about the city villain is not a lot of great options there. Two main teams that you could lean into, the Superior Six / Sinister Six. And then the other option is what you did, the Hive Mind team. Now, you don't have a complete team for either one, and that's why I went with the Sinister Six. Now, if you already have Red Goblin and Carnage built up, I know in your question you said you're working on them, so I'm not sure if they're done. If you already have both of them built up, then I would go for my last spot, either Kraven or Slayer. I tend to use these guys a lot, and I usually use them in the same team. So whoever you end up using more, Kraven or Spider Slayer, that's who I would build up for the last spot. But if you don't have Goblin and Carnage already built up, you may want to lean into that full Sinister Six. The reason I say that is because whenever the next raid comes and the next whatever is replacing the Orcus, Hive Mind should be replaced, which means Carnage, Red Goblin should be losing some value. And as you know, the Sinister Six is a war team. Usually they'll retain value for a little bit longer. So I would probably go this way if it was me, but if you already have a lot of investment already in Red Goblin and Carnage, just pick either Slayer or Kraven for your last spot. Hey there, Valley. Hope you and your family are doing well and in good health. We are, and I hope the same for you and your family, my brother. All right, can you list all the counters for the most commonly used teams like Night Stalkers, Orcus, and Alpha Flight? Well, it depends which game mode you are. So Night Stalkers, if you see them in Cosmic Crucible and you're not punching up too much, New Warriors beat them pretty well. If you see them in War, well, Weapon X beats them, Nowhere beats them, Sinister Six beats them. As far as Orcus, well, Night Stalkers beat them in both War and both Cosmic Crucible. And Alpha Flight, well, I don't really see them too much in Cosmic Crucible, but last season, I know Spider Society beat them pretty well. I think this season you might need Mercs for money, maybe Cabal to beat them. But if you're seeing an Alpha Flight in War, no Super Scroll, well, 4-piece out of time, no Black Knight beats that as well. As far as the placement for Orcus, Night Stalkers, Annihilators, Spider Society, Extreme, not sure what the best is, but I'll show you where I have my characters placed. This is how I have my Night Stalkers. We have Man-Thing, then Moon Knight, Oath in the middle, Blade in between Oath and Agatha at the end. This is where I have my Orcus and the ISO 8 I have on them. We have Sentinel, then Nimrod in the middle, Lady Deathstrike, then Scientist Supreme. At the end is Omega Sentinel. Now the Annihilators, I don't really use a full Annihilator team. I usually use either 3-piece or less, and that 3-piece is Gladiator, Endgame Thanos, and Gore the God Butcher for Arena right now, which is where the domination for the Annihilators should be. This is what I have in Arena right now, so I'm not even using Endgame Thanos on my Arena offense, but we do have Gladiator, then Mephisto, then we have Apocalypse in the middle, Odin at the far end, and Gore in between Apocalypse and Odin. If you do have Mephisto, Apocalypse, and Odin, this is probably the best Arena team right now. Spider Society, personally, I like to keep the 3-piece away from each other, so Penny on the far end, we got Pav and Peter on the other end, and we have Ghost Spider and Spider Noir in the middle. This is where I have my Extreme X-Men for the raids, although sometimes I'm taking out Cyclops, putting in Old Man Logan, especially for the higher levels of the Orcus raids. In Cosmic Crucible, this is where I have these guys placed. Rogue at the far end, Sunspot and in between Rogue and Gambit. Dormammu is in between Gambit and Forge is all the way at the other side. So no Nightcrawler, no Cyclops right now. Saving Nightcrawler for offense on this season, and Cyclops is just not that great anymore. Now, one of the other stronger meta teams is the Illuminati. Now, this season I have a lot of the Illuminati on defense, so this is primarily a war placement for me, war offense right now. In Cosmic Crucible, I actually have the 3-piece Illuminati with Guardian and Odin right now. And my most recent team is this Astral team. This is where I have them placed. I don't have the full absolute A-Force yet. We got Shadow King and Moondragon on the end, Strange in the middle, and in the back row, we have Ancient One and Emma Frost X-Men. I hope that helps you with countering some of these teams and where to place some of these teams. If you guys have some diverging opinions on where these characters should be placed, if there's different from where I have them placed, let me know down in the comments, and I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, leave the video a like, and if you want to see where every character in Marvel Strike Force ranks from best to worst, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk Fist Bump, ValleyFlyin out.